Good morning, Warrior fans. Rob Ebel with ESP Media here. I have the pleasure of having Keith Pantling here. Keith, how are we doing?
We're doing great. It's that time of year. What is it? August 16th. Our freshmen started school yesterday, and then the rest of them come in tomorrow. So things are feeling a little bit back to normal here.
We are so excited to start these podcasts. We are on a little bit of a hiatus due to staffing, but we're excited to have this back and rolling. We're going to do this for 8 weeks in the fall, the winter, and the spring. And we'll do that. We'll cut this show on Monday mornings and try to give the Warrior fans some updates on all the sports, and then any issues and things that you'd like to get out, like ticket sales and things like that we'll talk about at the end of the show. But that's kind of our goal, is to kind of a newsletter, a video newsletter for the Warrior fans. How's that sound? Perfect. So let's start with the sport that's a quarter of the third all the way underway. Boys and girls golf. Let's give the fans about boys and girls golf for the Warriors, Keith.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the girls. In talking with Coach Russell, who's been here quite a long time, she has kind of given the title of her best team ever going into this year. So currently we have 4 golfers in the top 15, returning ECC Golfer of the Year, and Riley Johnson, who's a senior. Olivia Donovan's in the top 10, averaging a 41, who's just a freshman, so we're excited about her. And then 2 other seniors, Lindsay Donahue's in the top 10 right now in the ECC, and senior Anna Spar. So they had a great outing, finishing second in the ECC preseason event, and also had a great finish in the prestigious Sycamore Invite. So, and then on the boys' side, I can't speak highly enough about junior Peyton Lawley, who's currently ahead. He won the ECC preseason invite, shooting I believe it was a 2-under at the Grizzly to be the medalist at the ECC preview. But he's come such a long way. He's really dedicated himself. I happen to live right over by Shaker Run Golf Course, and throughout the summer, seeing him out there playing by himself, playing with buddies, whatever it was, but he was basically living up there, working extremely hard, plays competitively in the off season. And I know Coach Johnson challenged him to really commit himself to getting better. And sure enough, he came, turn around, is averaging a 36.6 per 9, and is atop the ECC right now. So just wanted to give a shout out to Peyton there for all of his hard work. Isn't
that nice to see when a student athlete puts in that extra work and really has a passion, and then gets rewarded with nice results?
Yep. He's a great kid, and again, he's only a junior and has a lot in front of him. But I know he has big goals and aspirations, and he's putting the time and effort in to achieve them.
Keith, one of the sports that I started following here recently as we were covering them, and I had no idea that there were so many student athletes that participated in cross country. Wow, it's what a great avenue for student athletes, but the dedication that those cross-country runners have over the summer and during their season, it's second to none.
Yeah, we have a great running community here, and led by Coach Bierkin. I was joking with them that I've seen them put more time in than anyone in the off season in their training. Every morning, they're running down Broadway here, putting in the miles, and then all of a sudden we get to the start of school and they're the last ones to kind of kick off their season. So they don't kick off until next weekend. But their practice is most game like, for any sport. So they just keep doing what they're doing, trying to peak at the right time later in the year, but they don't compete until next weekend, actually. But yeah, I feel like they've been at it for 4 months now.
The thing that with that sport, all the support that they get from the parents and the coaches, and setting up tents, and it's just those meets. I want to use this term, but it's a very positive term. It's almost cult-like, and I mean that in the best way. That it's just it's a following, and I had no idea, but it is very impressive.
Yeah, and we have a great group of parents and families and dedicated runners, and it starts at a young age here with our youth track and organization, and we do host our invite, which is going to be our largest invite ever. There's a couple events that were on Labor Day weekend that kind of dissipated, and that's made our event more popular. But we have a ton of schools coming here on September 2nd, and I absolutely love that event. As you mentioned, just all those groups coming together. we do a fun run for kids that day. And yeah, we're continuing to grow it here in Lebanon. And again, kudos to Mark Bierkin and Jason Simcoe and the staff.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome. Let's switch to girls volleyball. And the Warriors volleyball team has been top shelf the last several years. Let's talk a little bit about what you're expecting from girls volleyball.
Yeah, so just talking to first year head coach Josh Evans, just trying to figure out, kind of where we're at compared to years past. So for the last 5 years, we've had 18 plus wins. And so that's kind of that threshold. 3 of them were 20 wins, 3 of those years. So the good thing is we have 2 returning first team all-stars in Maya White and Lily Bolin, which is going to be absolutely huge. But again, it's tough to replace someone like Nina Miranda, who's at Lipscomb now.
Yes.
Who was a first teamer and the player of the year her junior year in the conference. And then Lily Cropper from 2 years ago was a middle hitter that's now at North Carolina State. So we have some youth that we need to kind of help and step up. And I know coach is excited, but really just galvanizing them and getting them to play together. The biggest issue really is the fact that our conference is tough and all those teams continue to get better and have been young and have some talent across the board. So we still have those high expectations and we'll kind of see where it goes. But hopefully we have some leadership within the students that can keep those young kids kind of playing to that high standard, high expectation, and we get a good group on the floor that can continue the success on the court.
Well, best of luck to them in their season. The ECC volleyball has gotten strong every season, and this year will be no exception. Since the Western and Southern Open is going on this week, let's be a good segue to talk through girls tennis.
Yeah, so they've been off to a strong start. Coach Tom Zembeck has really done a good job growing the program. We have a ton of girls out, which is awesome.
Right.
And not typically known as a tennis community, but being in the ECC, we're doing everything we can to kind of improve our program. They started the season off with 2 big wins over Valley View and Middletown. And as we continue to grow, I think we'll be able to start playing some of those larger D1 programs and compete at a higher level. But really good way to start things off and continue growing the program. Eden Chin's been around the program for a long time. Excited for her senior year playing singles for us. And as you know, it's a sprint in terms of their season. So before you know it, we'll be at the ECC over at that ATP tennis facility, which is a great event for our kids.
No question. One of the things with, I guess FC Cincinnati's been around about a decade. And the one thing that I've noticed is the quality, the number of student athletes, and the quality of high school soccer the last 5-6 years, how it has increased and gotten better. It's just been so fun to watch. Let's talk a little bit about boys and girls soccer for the Warriors. They've had nice seasons, and let's talk about this year.
Yeah, so one of the things, just with where we are geographically and things, I always refer to it, and I've done it on here several times, kind of that soccer belt of Cincinnati and that 275 loop, and a lot of those affluent communities that are really where the catalyst to soccer here are in our conference. So we continue to grow and to develop, and that's our standard, is to be able to compete in our conference at that level. And I think we've really been able to grow on both sides of boys and girls soccer.
Keith, how are your numbers in soccer? Are your numbers up? Are they pretty strong?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're great. We actually have a 3rd level this year for girls soccer, just because we didn't want to have to cut anyone. So we found 8 3rd level games, which is excellent. Awesome.
That's excellent.
But on the boys side, Josh Aaron's come in. He's our first year head coach, and really injected some just a new way of doing things, not better, right, wrong, or indifferent from what we had in the past, but just kind of a new energy that the kids have really bought into. We lost 14 seniors. I would say that if you asked anyone around maybe the school building, there's not very high expectations for them this year. But within that group and that coaching staff, they do have high expectations, understand what they need to do to compete, and really optimizing their potential and what they have. Tremendous goaltending, and we'll see how it goes. But as you know, it's a very tough schedule.
Yeah. ACC soccer has really gotten tough.
Yeah. So they're on the right track, building something special, having fun, growing the game, skill development, all those things. So excited to watch where that program goes the next few years. And then on the girls' side, Aaron Edmonds has been around. Man, they scratch and claw and get wins every year against the best of the best. And they'll continue to do so. Great senior group, great group of captains, and can't wait to see them get started. Their first game got cut short, so actually this Wednesday tonight they're resuming their play at Bellbrook, which was their opener from 2 nights ago. So here's to good weather this August. We'll see how it goes. But
I think they're going to be okay tonight. So that's best of luck to both of those clubs. Let's wrap things up with a gridiron. We've got the Warriors football program. Week 1, Friday night lights are finally back. I know everybody's excited about it. Let's talk about the football team.
well, just love going out there and stopping by practice. We're doing so many great things in terms of leadership, the kids and the coaching staff, mentoring young men all off season, and then you get to practice. And obviously, what the public sees is it's about wins on Friday night. And so now that those conversations have kind of turned with the coaches, and those conversations are always funny because one day we had a great practice and things are looking up, and the next day we're really young and I don't know how this is all going to go, but we have a great group of
seniors. I call that coach speak, right?
Yeah. But we have a great group of seniors. Our captains that were voted on were Charlie Smith, Luke Edmonds, Evan Black, and Luke Berberich.
Awesome.
Just a great group of guys that have put the time and effort in all off season, and obviously the kids look up to them. It's one of those things where if you were to ask Coach, he would probably say we're a little young and a little raw. We lost a lot in terms of our offensive line. I think there's tremendous leadership remaining on the defensive side.
Okay.
But the ECC it's a lot like the SEC, right? Like every week's just a grinder. You can drop one if you're not on the ball, and you can go knock somebody off you're not supposed to, as we've gone toe to toe with Kings and things the last couple of years. So, man, it's exciting that we're approaching Friday nights. Right, win, lose, or draw. I think they're going to put a great product out on the field that Lebanon's proud of.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, Keith. Well, best of luck to them as well. I know you wanted to wrap with communicating to your fans about the box office being open, how they can get tickets, and all those things.
Yeah, so this weekend we have a big Springboro weekend. Which is our Apple Bowl, so to speak. Football is at Burrow, so I believe it's burrowpanthers.com is where you can get tickets for that game. Okay. And then LebanonWarriors.com is our box office is open. We host freshman and JV football on Saturday morning, and we host the boys and girls varsity soccer games on Saturday night. And then our volleyball is over at Springboro on Saturday. So big Lebanon Springboro weekend. That's where you can get tickets. And we also have our sports passes on sale at LebanonWarriors.com in the box office, which if you are a booster member, that includes the opportunity for a football parking pass. So all that information is at LebanonWarriors.com.
Keith, that's great information. It's good, so great to see you. We're glad these shows are back, and best of luck this weekend to all the Warrior teams. And we will touch base with you next week, and go Warriors.
Thanks, Rob. As always, appreciate all you guys do. And this is a great way for us to get our information out quickly and keep things rolling in our office. So thank you very much.
All the best. Take care.